What is the underground? I don't know. What under? Oh, is they selling drugs or something? A bunch of drug
Is it
deals?
just a game?
Is it? Yeah.
Not that kind. Not that kind. Not that kind. Oh my god. Are you telling me I know more?
I just like playing the game and dancing in VR, guys.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
about the underground.
Okay, yeah, I guess I know some stuff.
How would I know?
How would I know if it's not supposed to be known?
Otherwise, it's not underground, is it?
If it's a secret, then nobody knows about it. The underground is what you make the underground. Next question.
The actual underground scene, what it is, right, is that it's pretty much like a huge network of people who only hang out in Friends Plus servers, and it's kind of like that. It's a barrier between the public worlds and the Friends Plus worlds, because it's like such a huge interconnected network of just people who've been using VRChat for a very long time to just end up in places where they don't have to run into children or trolls over and over while they're trying to find like new friends or people to talk to.
They're run by Al Qaeda.
It's Osama bin Laden. He's an avid VRChat user.
They didn't actually kill them. They actually uploaded his consciousness to VRChat.
Yeah, there's shady stuff, you know. People upload and then de-upload it in private. Just it's accessible in VRChat but not public. Kinds of bull crap. It's enough of them. I know enough of where to get it, how to get it, who it is. Cybercrime, what I have played a role in when I got banned from every single platform. I mean, even though I'm not using anything at the moment, I'm like clean. I have no software. I have nothing. I'm clean. I'm dead. There goes my GPU.
Only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing.
I've witnessed all kinds of things. Legal, illegal. It's like you moderate yourself in here. You are the one that makes sure that you get the social experience you want. But then because you can go deeper and you can find people and then they find you and they start talking, you could run into a cult and then they go in VRChat trying to recruiting people. And the agenda of these cults can be anything from like meditation and Christianity and Buddhism to essentially recruiting people to do illegal stuff. And so therefore everyone has to watch out. There is no tutorial for this game. Once you start talking to people on here, it's a chat online. And so anyone can join, anyone can listen, anyone can talk, and therefore we moderate the conversation. But these young people, they don't have the experience of introversy and extroversy, how people are manipulative, what they do, what they say when they lie. And so they can easily fall for a lot of tricks that the older people may pull.
Hey, we're discussing whether you can have relationships in VR, and if you do, is it considered cheating in the outside world? Dude, my fiance would murder me if I did anything in VR chat.
Congratulations.
I asked her about it. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm very excited. But I asked her, because she just hates VR. Like, I ran a hypothetical. I was like, oh, what if I like had like virtual relationships with someone? Does that like count as a cheating? Just as a thought experiment. And according to her, it does, which is interesting. So in the 21st century, I like thought experiments. So apparently, even non-VR people would think that is a relationship. You know, it's like a virtual, like, you know, you're dressed as like a chicken and like a peacock.
I guess it depends. I don't.
I know, right? It's a tough one.
It's a great area for me because like there are people. It depends on the people, I think. Because some people out there are really into like they treat like VR relationships as IRL relationships as well, because like they still contact each other outside of VR, and that's like leads to a long distance relationship.
I've only been here a month, so I can't tell you, my friend. I'm still trying to make friends. But it is what it is. I don't know. I'm a little shy too, so believe it or not. And you can't tell who's a kid, who's not either. So honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'm 52. I'm a retired Army.
I heard a crazy story the other day from a person who went to a hospital. I wouldn't believe this story if I heard it myself, but I would love to tell this one. I think he was legit, but who knows? So he's like 50 years old and he lives in the US and he had some chromitis thing. His organ was swelling. So he went to a hospital hospital, they gave him 3 meds, including very strong sedatives or morphine. And this is what he tells. He says he was living 3 lives at once, like a movie. And in one life, he became part of the US Navy. He went on a helicopter ride, and it kind of, it was lots of G-forces, so it tickled his gut a little bit, so he felt like he was real. The other one, he was in the hospital, and all the nurses and doctors were like the opposite personality, and they hated him, and they thought he was a bore, and it was annoying to take care of him. And this is where the twist then happens in the story. And so you've seen Rick and Morty, right? There's an episode where Jerry Smith goes to a hospital which is super advanced, and then he throws up on a doctor, and then the doctor turns in, and what happened in his version. He's 50. I don't think he's even seen Rick and Morty, but he says in the dream he went to a super advanced alien spaceship, and they used a med bed, and they healed him, and we met some strange aliens, and then he went back to the hospital, and then he went off the strong meds, and he was in there for 3 weeks. But he said, I asked him, he said he felt like in the dream he was 7 or more days. He was tripping. So that's people you meet here in VR chat. They share crazy stories, man. Really crazy stories. And there's also the role play element and people who are into relationship and dating and stuff. And plus the furries, obviously. So there's lots of groups of people. I wouldn't call furries a cult, but I mean, they exist in real life. And then you have LGBT people, and they have all kind of mixes. I mean, ask about anything. I've been here for 8 months.
I mean, if you ask about the underground thing specifically, to be honest, I don't know too much about it, other than obviously the quote unquote underground clubs or something, which basically just means that there's full body tracking clubs where people dance and stuff like that. But it's more it's not underground. It's just it's more like a small group who meets up and stuff. So no, generally, I mean, I play since 2017, and obviously my experience has been very diverse. It's a very interesting thing to be in VR chat, and to be honest, for me personally, sometimes it's almost a little bit too much. So personally, I have these phases. Sometimes I play a lot, sometimes I play almost not at all.
I want to try it, experience and stuff. I try to experience sleep in VR, Yeah, like I said, I try to sleep, but yeah, the Quest 2 have the default head trap that make our rubber something. It swings in my head. I try it, yeah, it kind of weird. Everything blurry. Okay, now I wake up because I want to pee. I gotta go pee. And maybe I just gonna try to go to club too if I have her. Better avatar. Look at me. I'm a stick man.
I've studied lots of spirituality and esoteric topics for many years. And to me, it's kind of natural. And in here, there are some people who like spiritual topics, and then there's people who don't. And that's what you find in here, which is the best. I call it the big talk. And then there's the small talk. It's Obama and Joe blah, blah, blah. Small talk. And football, and I like this avatar. I want to go to this world. I talk to this guy. Do you know this streamer? I talk to this streamer. I want to be someone. I am someone. The internet is raw, and because of it, it's raw. It's as I said, free speech. But if you can't handle that, it can be tough. And then with free speech comes responsibility, because it's a power, and many people will abuse that. But it's also human behavior to blame. Society is mimicked here. And the same thing from society still applies, laws and stuff. But it's easier to get away with gaslighting. It's easier to get away with scamming people because it's harder to track them down. And so it adds a layer of obfuscation on what's called a keyboard anonymity.
Generally speaking, VRChat is pretty cool. I like VRChat. I like exactly what I have, for instance, with this dude. I just literally met this dude a few days ago, and we have had the best, or one of the best conversations I've ever had in my entire life.
Just being able to surround myself with people instead of sitting in my room, all alone. And it's really hard for some people to make friends, and VRChat just makes it a lot easier.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.